Surface Pro tablets. Everybody laughed at them when they came out. It took them about 3 or 4 generations before they got their mainstream, and now everybody uses them. We're going to take a look at the new Surface Pro 8, so let's dive in and see what I think. Hey, before we get going, I want to take a second to thank everybody for subscribing. It looks like we just hit another 100 on the channel, and it's growing pretty quick. Thanks for watching as well. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button, and if you want the notifications, hit the bell. It means the world to us as we try and build the channel, and it really helps other people find these videos on YouTube. So enough about that, and let's talk about Surface Pro. I've had a love and hate relationship with tablets. I love holding a tablet. I love using a tablet at home. I actually prefer a tablet OS when I'm at home goofing off and just checking my email and reading the news. But then I go to work and the tablet fails miserably. I tried an iPad Pro for a number of years on and off. And the second I get to the office, the second I want to do anything really business related or entrepreneurial, I start having issues with the file system, or I wish I had a mouse, or just something didn't work. And obviously they're pretty expensive now. $10.99 starting point. It's like buying a computer. So it's not just a goofy fun device anymore. I've tried the Surface Pros a little as well, and I have the opposite problem. And I think this is the issue with tablets as productivity devices in general. You either go tablet first and touch, and you have a secondary experience for the mainstream day-to-day, or you go real computer first, like this, where you've got real Windows 11, a real mouse, a real keyboard, a real file system, just everything that goes with it. But then it's kind of touch second. It doesn't work as flawlessly and as easily as something like iOS or even an Android tablet. And I've come to the conclusion at this point, there's no real answer. You're going to have to make a decision, and you're going to have to choose which one is the most important for you. And you're going to have to lean into that, because it doesn't seem possible to make a true desktop operating system really simple and easy like a tablet OS. And it doesn't seem possible to make a solid, true tablet OS as powerful and as functional as a desktop operating system. And that might seem obvious. I'm a little slow on the uptick, and it's taken me a while to get there, but that's where I am, and we are where we are. So with that said, if you need to be portable and small with your device, but you still like the idea of a tablet, you still like the idea of being able to hold it, and you definitely like the idea of being able to use a little, dare I say it, stylus, pen, whatever you want to call it, then you really only have a couple of choices. You have the Surface Pro 8 or the iPad Pro, and you're going to make that decision based on the caveats that I just told you. For me, I think hands down, productivity comes first. I've got to be able to get done what I need to be able to get done. Whether I can do it nicely or easily is something I would like, but it's not something that's going to rule my decision, because what's the point in having something that's nice and easy to use, but it just physically frustrates me because I can't do what I want to do? Like download a zip file and just open it to look at the file, make sure it's the right one, and then email it to somebody. Yeah, you can do it on an iPad. It's horrible in my opinion. Now you're thinking about different apps. You're goofing off with that horrible file app that they made for managing files, versus a true Windows Explorer where I can go in and do all the things I want to do instantly. One of the things I've noticed about the Surface Pro 8, and I used a Surface Pro X, the ARM-based Surface Pro, as a daily driver for a few weeks when I was testing that for an earlier video, so you can go check that one out here. They have nailed this device, okay? I just want to be clear. Apple gets all the glory for how they polish and improve incrementally every generation of device. And I don't think other manufacturers get the same love, and they should, because what Microsoft have done here is nothing short of brilliant. This device, it feels nicer to hold. The edges are softer and rounder. You don't have that cheap kind of sharpness that the Surface Pro 7 has, where the lamination of the screen hits the magnesium alloy frame. It's slightly thicker, but it feels okay because it makes it feel a little bit more solid, a little bit stockier, a little bit more like it's gonna make it through a year of tough use. And the reason it's stockier is because I got a bigger battery, and we all like more battery life. The screen's a little sharper, it's a little brighter. I don't know if the resolution is really any different to the normal human eye, but it's got effectively ProMotion. It's got up to 120 hertz of scrolling where the old screen doesn't. I honestly don't think it's made a massive difference when I've turned it on and turned it off. It definitely makes a little bit of a difference. You will take a hit on battery life, but it's the best that you can get right now. It's cutting edge and it's where everybody's going. And then I get to the kickstand. It's just awesome, okay? Having a kickstand on a tablet makes so much sense. Again, I want practicality first. I want to be able to do what I need to do to get done. And then I'll worry about how polished it is or how nice it is and everything else. The kickstand makes sense to me. I just can put it on a table, open the stand, and it's there, and I can still use it as a tablet. I didn't have to buy an extra case. I didn't have to clip something on it. I don't like cases. I like my things naked. I like to feel the smooth, sleek edges of how the manufacturer made it to be. And this works. Then you get to something like the speakers. Now, iPads are pretty awesome on the sound front. I'll be honest with you. My iPad Pro 12.9 inch, I don't know how they made the thing sound like it did, but it was phenomenal. This is actually incredibly good. Phenomenal sound out of the Pro 8. Suddenly makes the Laptop 4 sound awful, and I never thought it really did sound awful. It just sounded like any other laptop. They've really gone to town, and I think that's the culmination of my thoughts here with this review. It's an incremental upgrade, but it's polished in every way. They tweaked a little bit more battery life. They tweaked the screen a little bit better. They tweaked the screen a little bit brighter. They tweaked the edges and the shape a little bit smoother, a little bit rounder. The kickstand feels a little bit firmer. And then you get to the keyboard. Now, I have an issue with just how expensive these accessories are getting from everybody. I can remember paying $69 for an aluminum Apple keyboard maybe 10 years ago and thinking that was a lot. And most keyboards were $50 and $40. And now all of a sudden, $200 is the new 50. And these kind of accessory keyboards, you know, Apple's is $300. These are like $200 or $169. Dude, it's getting crazy. Manufacturers, give us a break and make them a little bit more affordable. What I do like about this is this clever way that they've inserted the pen. It is genius. I never lose the pen in my bag. It never falls off the edge of my device. It never drops. It's tucked away. And then when I put this on the screen and it's flipped up, you don't even see it. I've actually started to use the keyboard flat down. It's way firmer. It feels better. And again, I don't know if they changed the keys. I don't know if it's just psychological. The feel of the keyboard is like a velvet. It's much nicer than the standard signature keyboard for the previous gen. And I like it. It feels nice here. I do wish, again, please make the trackpad a little bit bigger. Find a way to make the magic happen. I need more trackpad space, especially vertical. Even if it's just a few millimeters. Dude, there's plenty of space here, Microsoft. Look, that's at least a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch on both sides. Squeeze it down and stretch it out. Help us out. Awesome keyboard. I definitely like this more than the keyboard on an iPad Pro. Although the iPad Pro keyboard kind of holds the iPad and gives it its stability as well. None of them are good to use in a lap, but this is better than that. And I suspect this will be better on an airplane as well. Another comment to make is they put some carbon fiber in here to kind of strengthen it and give it a bit more stiffness or rigidity, as you would say. I think it worked. It actually feels a little bit fatter to the hand. I don't know if it really is, but it feels that way, especially when I hold the bottom of the device like this and the pen is right there, because that chunks out and definitely sticks out a little bit there. In all ways around, this is a superior device than every other Surface Pro they've ever made. And as somebody that owns co-working spaces, when I walk through them and I look around at what people are using, Microsoft Office still dominates. Personally, don't know why. I prefer Google Suite. We're going to do a review on that later. But Surface Pros are everywhere. I mean, anecdotally, I would say almost half of the people in my co-working spaces using Windows devices are using a Surface Pro docked to an external monitor. And ultimately, folks, that's what this device is made for. It's not made to be used like this in an office environment. It's made to be docked anytime you can. And when you're on the road, you've got a portable small device that gets the job done all the way up to 16 gig, i7, tons of storage and everything else. Right now with the holidays, they've got bundles like they always do. You can save a few pennies. This is a great device. It's one of my favorites. I think it's going to stay in my bag for a while. And if you've got any questions, ask away. I'll do my best to answer. Let me know if you go and get one of these. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Really appreciate the comments that folks are leaving. It's great feedback for us as we try and improve the channel. And until next time, let's go out there and be amazing.